If you're thinking about selling Final Expense on a face-to-face basis, you might need to reconsider other options. Unfortunately, most states and even counties across our nation that, well, would have been recognized as good places to sell and market to like 10 years ago are now pretty beat. Your typical belly-to-belly agent is driving a lot further than what they used to. They're staying more nights in hotel rooms than ever and spending more money on leads, only to make a smaller return on investment, like the smallest ever. Thankfully, with the right platform, a digital Final Expense Telesales agent can earn a six-figure income without even leaving the house. In today's video, I'm going to share where you can get the ultimate telesales leads platform, how much it's going to cost and how it works, and really important too, the type of person who can be really successful at selling Final Expense insurance over the phone as a digital Final Expense agent. First off, this is when I'm going to ask you to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We're putting out new insurance sales and training content every week. In my first 3 years of selling Final Expense, I wrote over $1 million of annualized premium, all face-to-face. As one of the highest producing agents, well, in the country, trust me, you got to be willing to do what most people and most insurance agents really are just kind of, well, not willing to do, or maybe even, I'll say it, just too lazy to do, if you want the kind of success that I've had as a face-to-face agent. Believe it or not, guys, I've traveled throughout the state of Florida, stayed in some pretty nasty hotel rooms, and would actually spend around $70,000 per year on my leads. As years went by, I beat the Final Expense market up pretty bad, and let's just say, if you're a face-to-face agent here in Florida, I feel pretty bad for you, man. I mean, you're most likely never gonna earn a six-figure income selling Final Expense. You see, the leads that I used to get for like 26 bucks, and that's what it was, you know, like 8-9 years ago, which basically said, if you need life insurance, fill out the card. Well, today, that exact same lead card actually cost over $100 each, which means it's no longer viable. The lead that we are currently using for face-to-face agents cost right around $40 each. It's super generic, and most people that fill it out are expecting like free something from the government. Yes, it purposely does target, well, I want to say, you know, in some cases, desperately low-income seniors who would pretty much do anything to get a free buck. With telesales, because we can target multiple states at a time, and most important, if you're using the right Facebook calendar funnel system, you can get leads for like $5 or less from an ad that actually says you may qualify for an affordable burial insurance, now available in your state, and without having to offer anything for free. That's the cool thing about it. This is why it makes, like, the only way I can say it is the most sense to actually sell Final Expense over the phone, you know, compared to like face-to-face. Unfortunately, most people that try to set up their own Facebook funnel ad systems have a landing page that doesn't convert. And then the next thing you know, they're generating leads that cost like $50 to over $100 each. And that's how it really works for most agents, unfortunately. And you know what that means. That means at that point they're going to give up and, well, they're done. So how much does it cost to get the right Facebook ad system set up on your computer for you, and where can you go to get it? I'm going to give you two different options, two different places. The first one is a group on Facebook, I love these guys, called the Insurance Marketing Bible for Agents. Now, Dwayne and Rocky have put together the same type of system that my telesales agents use. They do charge top dollar for their platform, but it does work and it's worth it. They actually charge $10,000. But with these guys, they're gonna set it up for you. They're gonna give you training and support for like a year. So again, you're definitely gonna get your money's worth. And most important, these guys are legit and their product is absolutely amazing. And for the right agent with the right work ethic, 100% absolutely worth every penny. The second place to get a highly effective Facebook ad system is through my insurance agency. And guys, here's the cool thing. I'm happy to say that we set it up for our agents for literally a fraction of the cost that these other companies are setting it up for. And we also have a very intensive training platform that goes along with it. And of course, we give daily, even hourly support to all of our agents. You won't spend anywhere near $10,000 for my setup. You simply have to have all your contracts through us and be the right person with the right work ethic, which is easy. So basically, I'm not just letting anybody come on with us. So the big question is, can anyone sell Final Expense over the phone? Well, let me just start out by saying 20% of all Final Expense agents still write 80% of the business. It's always been that way. One agent can take this platform and make like $200,000 per year. Meanwhile, another agent can be given the exact same setup only to give up and quit after their first month. And unfortunately, that's usually newer agents. You see, guys, in my opinion, most people aren't really designed or built to live off of commissions and to do sales. After working with hundreds of agents and recruiting a lot of insurance agents, I've come to the conclusion that most folks just can't survive, by living off of commission only. And really, there's a lot of reasons. They give up too quick. They don't want to invest enough money into the business. That's a big fail. And some people have a really quick learning curve. Meanwhile, and also, with the technology, they're really good with computers and technologies, while others have a long learning curve and are kind of terrible with technology. Look, if you're not really good at using a computer and are not good with technology, you probably aren't the type of person who should try selling insurance over the phone. And the reason being, it's not that you're selling it over the phone, you're actually, doing everything through the computer. It's all in the cloud nowadays. So how do these Facebook calendar appointment systems actually work? You see, the first thing that happens is the prospect sees an ad, like just a regular written ad with a picture on it, that's on their Facebook, of course, that mentions affordable burial insurance. Then they click on it and they get sent to a landing page where they're asked about their health and asked to give, their contact information, some important information so we can contact them. Once they do that, the page changes. They see a picture of the agent, which could be you, and their family, and it says that the agent, by name Joe Smith, will be in contact with you, and that they can actually, if they want, they can just call them direct. It also gives the prospect an option to make an appointment on the agent's calendar, which is really, really effective. The prospect simply has to pick a day and time to speak with the agent, and the way we do it, it's usually within 48 hours. That's the way we want to do it. And voila! They get a text message and an email reminding them of the day and time of the appointment. Therefore, if they are serious, they most likely will answer the phone when the agent calls. Makes sense, right? This is how we have agents with up to 30 calendar appointments per day. I am not exaggerating this, actually over with some. And this is how even a new agent can make like $10,000 to $15,000 per month right from the start, right from day one. Understand, the thing is, if you've never advertised on Facebook, they're going to try to limit your budget for the first couple of weeks, but we've already figured that out. We've already fixed it to where you don't have to worry about that. There's no budget caps. We're going to have you, if you want to spend $1,500 a week on your advertising, which you won't, but if you were, we can do that for you. My objective as an agency owner is to help the typical Final Expense agent to invest like right around $800 to maybe $1,000 per week so that they can actually turn that into $3,000 to $5,000 per week, which is what a talented closer can do. A new agent may have to spend around $1,200 in all transparency each week to get a similar return on investment, because they're newer and they're not closing as many. It's fine though. The way I look at it, with Final Expense Tele-sales, as long as you're not afraid to invest the amount of money that it takes for you to see the type of success that you want to have, I can practically guarantee your success. And that's not something that I say lightly. One last thing to think of. I do speak with a lot of insurance agents every single week. Only about, I want to say, maybe 1 out of 3 of them end up being someone that I feel confident about, who can actually take the system like ours and turn it into their own money printing machine. And interesting enough, of those agents that I do like for this, yeah, I'm trying to say this the right way, only like half of them are even willing to actually do what it takes to be successful in our industry, which tells me that most people either don't have what it takes, inside for some reason, they really need a lot of help to pull it out, or they're just afraid to do what it takes to be a top earner at selling final expense insurance. If you're the right person with the right work ethic and you're not afraid to invest the right amount of money into your insurance business, you can easily be a top producing final expense agent who earns that six-figure commission each year. The question that you have to ask yourself is, who am I? For more information on selling final expense or even Medicare Advantage as a completely independent insurance agent, no, we don't do Medicare Advantage over the phone. That's a face-to-face thing. Just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. As always, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now, get on that phone and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.